Good, good, good. All right, we're gonna start in child's pose. So feet together, knees together, or feet together, knees apart. I'm gonna go ahead, you guys. Yep, you already did, great. I'm gonna plug my microphone in so that you can hear me better when I step away. So if you need me, throw a chat in the chat box. That's how I will know, because it'll blink for me. So go ahead and settle in to your version of today's child's pose. Feet together, knees together, tends to be more of a low back opener. Feet together, knees apart, tends to be more of a hip opener. There's a whole middle ground in there as well, so don't feel like you have to choose one or the other. You can just find your resting pose here. If child's pose is not comfortable for you, you can absolutely take something different. Wherever you're at, allow your hips to fall to your heels. Arms reach out in front of you. Hi, Dom. I have my mic plugged in, so I can't hear you, but join us when you're ready.
Okay.
So arms can be down by your side or reached out in front of you. Just let the shoulders fall away from the ears, right? The shoulders do a lot of work. We don't need them to do any work right now. And in this position, your breath naturally will start to move into your side body and back body. Think about that and make it even more so, right? So really think about puffing up your ribs behind you and your side body. So oftentimes when talking about the breath, we talk about deep belly breathing, breathing into the belly, which is something I also love. But we forget the back part of our body. And what happens is oftentimes when I ask people to engage their core, they find that synonymous with holding their breath. And I do not want that to be the case. I want you to be able to pull your belly button in and up when I cue it and still take big, deep, full breaths. So practice that here. Notice the words we use is practice, right? Yoga is practice. There is no end game. It's not a competition. It's just you gathering more information and taking care of your body. A couple more breaths here. Good, and from here, go ahead and walk your hands to the right. Drop your left shoulder towards the ground and feel that really sweet stretch in between your ribs at the bottom of your shoulder blade. It's just an area that's tough to stretch. So just, let it feel good. Good, hands walk back to center. And to the left, drop your right shoulder towards the ground. Feel the side body stretch and breathe. Coming back to center. Make your way up to tabletop position. Shoulders, elbows, wrists in one line, hips and knees in one line. And then we'll do a cup cat cow. So when you're ready, inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, push the ground away, big giant arch in the spine, warming it up. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale for cat. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Take a couple more at your pace. If you want to move a little slower, a little faster than me, you can. If you want to add a circular movement to your hips, you can. We're just starting to move around, so there's no right or wrong here. There's just the way that you feel and the way that you want to move to gather more information about your body. Finish up the one that you're doing. Go ahead and find a flat back. You're going to place your left hand just in front of your face. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. Take a little bit of a twist here. Open up the chest. Push through the left arm, so don't sink down into the shoulder girdle. Go ahead and push. Create as much space as you can. And as you exhale, sweep your right arm underneath you, come to lie on your right ear. What's gonna wanna happen is your left hip's gonna wanna creep forward. See if you can hug the left hip back so your hips are square. Left arm can be reached in front of you. It can be right in front of your face. Or if you wanna sweep it behind you, reach for your inner right thigh for a bit of a stretch to the front of the left shoulder. You can, but if that sounds weird or feels weird or makes you kind of fall over, don't worry about it, anything. Just breathe. Yeah, good. Just gentle shoulder stretch. Just gentle upper back stretch. All areas that are hard to get to. Yep, you guys are great. Beautiful. If you're in that half bind, go ahead and unbind, push through your left hand. Reach that right arm up towards the sky. Again, open up your chest. Bring that right arm down and we'll switch sides. Inhale, left arm up. Open up the chest. Take a nice big breath here. And on your exhale, sweep your left arm underneath you. Come to lie on your left ear and take the variation with your right arm that makes the most sense for your body. It could be a different variation, right? Don't get stuck. Just because you did something on one side doesn't mean you have to do it on the other side. Try to hug that right hip back so your hips are square. There's still a gentle pull in of your belly just so that you're not sinking into your low back. Good, gently bring the arm back to center. Open up your chest. We're coming back to a tabletop position. Spread your fingers wide. Make sure your shoulders, your elbows, and wrists are in the same line, and we move into a plank pose. So you step your right foot back, left foot back, and here we are in plank. Option to hold plank from your knees. We are going to be here for at least 30 seconds. So notice what happened to your brain when I said that, right? Sometimes we immediately assume we cannot do something, and that may not be the case. So try it. If you have to come to your knees, fantastic, right? Doesn't mean you're bad at yoga. It just means you came to your knees one day on a Tuesday. Ain't a thing. Energetically pull your hands to your feet and your feet to your hands. Pull your low belly in a little bit more. Push the ground away a little bit more. Hips are in about the same line as your shoulders. Hold for 5. Core is tight. Hold for 4. Hold for 3. 2. Hips up and back, down dog. So keep your hands and feet where they are first, and then maybe you step your foot in a little bit, but honestly, plank and down dog has about the same hand-foot placement. And move around in this down dog, right? Settle into your shoulders, bend your knees, then straighten them, pedal out the legs. See what's up. Start to find a little bit of stillness. So your feet are hips distance apart or wider. What I want you to do here is you're gonna bend your knees, take a big bend in your knees. And you're gonna bring your chest a little bit closer to your thighs. Now, as best you can, try to keep your chest and your hips where they are and just start to drive the heels down. You'll feel the stretch in the hamstrings just get a little bit deeper. And then you'll lift your booty up towards the back corner of the room, create a little more space in the upper body. And then as best you can, try to get the shoulders away from your ears, really broaden through that upper back. Fingers are spread wide. Yes, 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 that'd be good. Fingers spread super wide. Push through the inner edges of your hands. Mm-hmm. Good. From here, you're going to step your feet in about, 2 or 3 feet. So you're in a short down dog. Short little down dog. Your heels are on the ground, right? Your left hand's going to reach for your right ankle or the shin or the thigh, depending on where you're at. Any of those is perfect, but you're going to use that for a little bit of traction for another twist through the mid-back. So you're going to use that left arm, pull into the right leg, and you'll look underneath your right armpit for a little bit of a twist here. So it's a twisted, short down dog. Your heels don't have to be on the ground if they're not on the ground. Ain't nothing. Push through the fingertips of the right hand to support the wrist, right? Don't fall into the wrist. Beautiful. Switch sides. Left hand's on the mat. Right hand reaches for ankle, shin, thigh, whatever. And then you're going to pull yourself under that stretch. Yeah, good. Perfect, y'all. You guys are great. Good. Coming back to center. Go ahead and walk yourself up to the top of your mat. Forward fold. So it's our first Uttanasana class. So just ragdoll here. Grasp opposite elbows, bend in the knees. Don't worry about what it looks like. There's no right or wrong. Just kind of flop into it. See how it feels. And you'll shift the weight more towards the middle and the balls of your feet. Get out of your heels a little bit and release your head and neck. Breathe. Big bend in the knees. Slowly roll all the way to stand. Shoulders up and back. Ground down through all four corners of your feet. Bring your feet maybe in distance apart. If you want a little wider, I'm not mad about that. Then your inhale, arms up, reach up, Urdhva Sthasana. Exhale, swan dive, flat back, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, long flat spine, hands on the shins, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Topical push-up, hold here, core is tight. Hug your elbows in. Hold here. You're gonna bring your left hand underneath your left face, just like we did when we were on all fours. And you're gonna spin onto the pinky toe side of your left foot. We're coming into Vashisthasana side plank. If you would like to come down to your bottom knee, if that serves your body better, absolutely you should do that. You can also bring one foot in front of the other or stack your right foot on top of your left, whatever feels best. I want you to think about a long line all the way through here. So I don't want you sinking down into your shoulder. Push the ground away like we practiced in tabletop. And I want you to think about squeezing your left obliques to lift your hips up. So try not to just sink down as best you can. Squeeze your left obliques. Give me one more big breath in here. Exhale. Right hand comes down to meet the left. You're in plank pose. Hips come up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Step your right foot in between your hands. If it doesn't quite make it, go ahead and just scooch it, scooch it, scooch it. Spinning your back heel down. We're coming right into warrior two. So you're opening your chest into warrior two. Yeah, good. So again, you never have to stick the landing. So check your hips. Notice if your left hip's kind of creeping up. Hug that bad boy in. Right knee is in line with the right ankle, and you can see your toes, right? So I don't want your knee past your toes. Really bring energy into your arms, like you're really reaching into opposite directions. You're not just flopping them. Really reach, breathe. Good. Breathe. Shift your torso forward, right forearm to thigh, left arm reaches to the sky. Side angle pose. Think long line of energy from the crown of the head to the pinky toe of the left foot. Good. Now I want you to light up your right obliques. You're gonna hover your right arm off of your right leg, and then you're gonna start to straighten the right leg, straighten the right arm. We're coming into Trikonasana triangle pose. It's a little bit of a tricky transition. It doesn't seem like it's tricky, but you have to kind of readjust your hips. So again, create space. Your right hand may be on your right shin, which I'm totally into, as long as you're not collapsing down into it, right? You are using your obliques. This is a very active pose. Pull the knees towards the hips, long spine. Breathe. Good. Left hand just comes to your heart to start. Push through your feet. Come to stand tall. Parallel. Nice flat back, wide leg. Forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Hands can be on the ground or on your shins, whatever feels best. Try to make sure you haven't dropped all of the weight to your heels. It's more towards the middle and the balls of your feet. And breathe. Good. Let's take an Ardha Prasarita Padasana, so like a half flat back. So back is really flat here, right? Just like we do when our feet are together, but now yes, perfect. Now I want you to pull your belly button in, maintain this flat back, push through your feet, come stand tall. And we're transitioning right to the left side. So we're doing something a little bit funky today. So you're gonna spin your left toes out, bend the left knee. We're coming into warrior two on the left side. So you're pushing through the pinky toe side of your right foot. Let your left knee move towards the pinky toe side of your left foot. Bring energy into your arms. And notice how this feels, right? Usually we're all on one side. Maybe you're at the back of your mat or what you consider the back of your mat. Just notice. Shift your torso forward. Left forearm to thigh, side angle pose. Reach your right arm up. Long line of energy, crown of the head to the pinky toe side of your right foot. Great space. Good breathe. Good, engage your obliques. Let your left arm hover. Straighten the left arm, straighten the left leg. Shift your hips back slightly. Trikonasana, triangle pose. So engage through the quadriceps, please. Good, yep. Let's big hip stretch, breathe. Good, right hand comes to heart, push through your feet. Stand tall, parallel, wide leg forward fold. Second time here. Shifting the weight more towards the balls of your feet. And from here, go ahead and just really slowly and gently bend into the right knee and then bend into the left. Feel the stretch move into the inner thighs. Just moving the hips around, just swaying side to side. Go ahead and find some stillness. And we're gonna do the same stretch we did when we were on all fours. So that's kind of where we're headed here. So your left hand's gonna be underneath your face and you're gonna reach your right arm towards the sky. Now what's gonna wanna happen is your left hip's gonna wanna sink way far down. Hug that hip up so your hips square off. Yeah, you can keep bending. Yeah, Dawn, beautiful. Yep, perfect. Great. Go ahead and switch sides. Opposite hand, as best you can. Square off the hips. And notice how you might feel this stretch in your low back, maybe in your middle back, maybe in your shoulders. Nothing is right or wrong. It's just your body and where you feel it. Breathe. Beautiful. Both hands come down. You're going to walk yourself to the top of your mat. Spin your toes, that front toes towards the top of the mat, and then just step the back foot in. We're in a forward fold. Just ragdoll here. Grasp opposite elbows, sway side to side, and breathe. Inhale, flat back, long spine, belly in. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive, inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Good, exhale, forward fold. So you're gonna step your left foot back about a third of the way. So we're coming into pyramid pose. So we're just getting into it from a different way today. So you're gonna step your left foot about halfway back. You may need to keep a bend in your right knee. You're gonna hog your right hip back. If you can straighten your right leg and take that forward fold, great. If you have a bend in your right knee, also great. I just want you to feel a stretch to the back of the right thigh. If you have blocks or something to put your hands on, water bottles, that's fine. You can do that. Just feel the stretch through that right hamstring. Cool. Yeah, great, y'all. ahead and bring a bend in that right knee so your knee's in line with the ankle. So just a little bit of a bend, and then you're gonna hop, 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 left foot back. Root to rise, push through your right heels, rise, crescent pose. So tuck that butt underneath you. Pull your low belly in, get the shoulders out of your ears. Hopefully you're feeling a bit of a stretch through the left hip flexor. So let me show you from the front here. So pull your pubic bone in. There's a solid chance you need to bend in that back knee, big stretch to the left hip flexor. Shoulders away from your ears. Always an option to goal post your arms if that serves your body better. Breathe. Belly in. Good, hands come down to frame the right foot. We're coming into standing split, so hands will walk just slightly out in front of your right foot, kick off of your left leg. Standing splits, internally rotate the left foot. Maybe you grab onto your right ankle, maybe you don't. And breathe. Good. From here, you're gonna bring your left foot to the pinky toe side of your right foot. We did this last week, I'm really into it. So left foot's behind your right foot, so your pinky toes are close together. So you've crossed your right foot in front of the other. Hug that left hip back, so we're squaring up the hips like we have in all class. And you'll take a forward fold here. Hopefully you're feeling a really nice stretch in the outer, like the outside of your left hip, that like outer butt area. Breathe here. Good, go ahead and uncross the feet, coming back to a regular forward fold. Inhale, flat back, long spine, belly in. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Option to come to your knees, you're gonna shift forward, lower all the way down to the mat. Cobra pose, first one of class. Surprisingly, shoulders away from your ears, hug your elbows in. Pull your belly button in, push from the tops of your feet. It's our first back bend, really, so just be easy with yourself, yeah? Chest comes back to the mat, you push through child's pose. Feet together, knees together, or feet together, knees apart. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Shoulders away from your ears, driving your heels to the mat. Breathe. Go ahead and step to the top of your mat. 1 step, 2 steps, 10 steps, doesn't matter to me, just get there. And from here, you're gonna step the right foot back about a third of the way. Coming into pyramid pose on the other side. So take a second, the side may be very different. My left side's very different than my right side in this pose. So first hug the hips back. If you need blocks, grab blocks or canned goods or something to put your hands on. If you need to keep a bend in your left knee, great. If you can straighten the left leg, great. Hug the hip back. We come into a forward fold here, getting into the left hamstring. Breathe. Go ahead and take a bend in that left knee, just a little one, and then you'll hop, hop, hop that right foot back. Hop, 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 hop. Push through that left heel, rise, crescent pose. Arms can be up or goal posted. Pull the pubic bone to your low ribs so you feel a big stretch to the right hip flexors. Pull your ribs and core in, hold here, breathe. Shoulders away from your ears, breathe. Big old stretch to that hip flexor. Hands come down to frame your left foot. Step that back foot in as we come into standing splits. Hips are square here. Internally rotate that right leg. Feeling the stretch in your left hamstring. You're gonna bring that right foot to the pinky toe side of your left foot. So again, we're crossing our legs, toes touch each other. Settle on in as best you can, square off those hips, hug the left hip back, and then take a forward fold, hopefully feeling a stretch all through the outer right side of your body. Breathe. Good, go ahead and uncross the feet. Just take a regular forward fold. Bend in the knees if that feels good. Inhale, flat back, long spine, belly in. Exhale, step back to plank pose, top of the push-up. Shift forward, slowly lower down, chaturanga, come to your knees if that serves you. Then you can take a cobra, or if you feel ready for up dog, maybe you push your hands away, roll the shoulders back, push through the tops of the feet. Pull your belly button in, and then you exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs, wiggle around. Inhale, right leg up. Step your right foot in between your hands, crescent pose, second time. Root to rise, reach your arms up, soft bend in the back knee if that serves you. You're gonna goal post the arms here, and we're just gonna take a little back bend. So lift your chest up, open your shoulders. Good, come back to center. Opening up warrior two, big bend in the right leg. Left leg is straight and strong. Flip your right palm up, think up and back, reverse your warrior. Big side body stretch. From here, straighten that right leg, reverse triangle. Even deeper side body stretch. So you can get the right shoulder out of your ear. That's what I tend to do. I tend to creep it up here so you can get it out of your ear, but reach the crown of the head tall. Coming back to warrior two, go ahead and bend that right knee. We're coming back to crescent pose. You're gonna swing your left arm forward, come onto the ball of your left foot. It's a little bit wobbly, all good. We're coming into warrior three, so bring your hands to your heart. You're gonna pitch your body forward, step that back foot in, lift the left leg up, working a little bit on balance, pushing through the right leg, so don't sink into the hip, push through the right leg, left leg is strong. Then you can bring your arms out like a T, out behind you, in front of you, whatever feels best. Breathe. From here, go ahead and push through your right foot. Left knee comes into the chest, and we're gonna take a funky chair. So left ankle comes above the right knee, and you're gonna bend the right knee, stick your butt back. So we're looking for a little bit of a stretch to that left hip. My cue is to look at something kind of forward and down. That's probably gonna help your balance. Looking straight forward might be okay, but I find looking forward and down to be the best. Looking all the way down kind of screws me up. So bend as far as you are comfortable in this weird, funky chair. Feeling that stretch in the hips, breathe. Good, come into standing splits. So left leg swings out and back, hands on the ground. If you have to readjust, great. And now this is gonna be a little bit of a funky transition, but let's try it. You're gonna bend that left knee, so it's gonna sweep to the outside of your right foot. Bend your right knee, walk your hands kind of back, and you're gonna come to sit with your legs crossed on top of each other. And then we'll straighten the left leg. Yeah, I know, it's not always the most graceful thing, but you did it, I love it. So left leg is straight, right knee is bent and crossed over. So your foot's on the outside of your left leg. Left hand's gonna come behind you. Right arm's gonna reach up. That right arm reaching up elongates the spine. I want you to keep the length in the spine. You'll bend, I'm sorry, I did this opposite. Right hand's behind you, left arm's up. Keep the length in the spine. Bend your left elbow, place it above your right knee. Recommit to that length, and then we twist, looking over your right shoulder. Each inhale grows you taller, and each exhale twists you deeper. And you breathe. Good, good, come back to center. We're going to uncross the legs and we're going to come onto our back. We'll do a little bit of core and then we'll stand back up and do the other side. So you're going to be on your back with your legs up like you're sitting in a chair. So I want your knees in line with your hips, which lights up your low belly, and your knees in line with your ankles. Hands are going to be behind your head. We're just going to do some really sweet crunches. So pull your belly button in, lift your chin towards the ceiling up, and then you'll lower back down. Core is tight. You'll lift up, and then you'll lower back down. You'll lift up, lower back down. Chin to ceiling, lift up. We got 5 more like this. 5. Core is tight, pull your belly in as you crunch up. 4. 3 more like this, crunch up, lift up. 3. Crunch up, lift up. 2. Good, this time crunch up, hold up. You're gonna reach your left arm across your body so it's on the outside of your right leg, and then you're just gonna straighten the right leg, and then bend it back in. 4 more like that, straighten the right leg, then bend it back in. Good, straight. Then 2 more, good. Then last one, straighten. Bend, 5 on the other side, left hand's behind you, right arm reaches across, straighten. Bend back in, 4 more. Straighten, see if you can get a little higher in that crunch. Yes. 3. Yes. 2. Good. Hug those knees into your chest. Start to rock up and down the length of your spine. We meet in a forward fold. So if you can pop up, pop up. If you want to use your hands, use your hands. However you get there is perfect. We just meet in a forward fold. And breathe. Yes, good. Couple breaths in forward fold, just ragdoll. Take your feet as wide as you want them. Do what feels good. Release your head and neck. Yeah. Inhale, flat back, long spine, belly in. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to plank pose, top of the push-up. Option to skip the vinyasa and meet us in down dog. Option to slowly lower down, chaturanga, cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Step the left foot in between your hands, rise, crescent pose. Tuck the booty underneath you, arms are up. Pull your ribs and core in. And then we'll go ahead and goal post those arms. Lift the chest up, big, open heart space. Reach your arms up. Warrior 2, opening up. So again, you don't have to stick the landing. So wiggle around, see what's up. Get into a nice strong warrior 2. You'll flip your left palm up, think up and back. Reverse that warrior. Reach the crown of the head towards the back of the room. Big stretch, long spine. And from here, you'll start to straighten the left leg. Get a little bit deeper into the side body stretch. Let the left shoulder fall away from the ear. Good. Good, come back to center. Bend that left knee. We're coming back to crescent pose. So you might want to walk that left foot out, come onto the ball of your right foot, arms up, get stable in crescent, hands come to heart. Pitch your body forward, we come into warrior three. So step that right foot up, up, and then maybe you start to play with balancing on your left leg. Again, push the ground away, so don't sink in, don't sash your hip out, right? So I don't want you to just fall into your hip. Hug it underneath you while you're in warrior three. You can do your arms out like this, you can do your arms like this, you can do your arms like this, you can do your arms like this. Honestly, you can do whatever you want with your arms. You can do it. Breathe. Good. Pushing through that left leg, come stand tall with your right knee into your chest. Right knee comes on top of your left, right ankle comes on top of your left knee. Put your booty back, funky chair. So as low as you feel comfortable going, nice big stretch in the hip, breathe. Good, trying to find your, we call it the drishti, which is your gaze. So you want to look at something softly, right? So not crazy intense look, just with soft focus, you're looking at something that's not moving, and that's going to help you find focus and balance. Breathe. Standing splits is your release. Right leg swings back behind you. Coming into standing splits. Just a couple breaths here. Close off your right hip. Breathe. All right, let's do that funky transition. So you're gonna sweep the right knee behind the left. You're gonna put the right foot on the ground, kind of walk your hands back, and you're just gonna come to sit on your butt with your left leg. Cross your right, straighten the right leg. Hey man, you got there. I'm into it. Good, good, good. So right leg is straight, left foot's on the outside of the right foot, right? So like you're sitting pretty. Left hand behind you, right arm reaches towards the sky. That initiates the length in the spine. We keep the length in the spine as we bend the right elbow. We recommit to the length in the spine in the inhale, and as we exhale, we twist. Looking over your left shoulder. Each inhale grows you taller as each exhale twists you deeper. Good, gently going back to center. Uncross the legs. You're just gonna wiggle, wiggle, wiggle your feet. And let's take a seated forward fold. So shift your booty on the mat. Inhale your arms up, think up and over. Releasing the chin towards your chest. Breathe. Slowly rolling up. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart, Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees apart. Only bring your feet as close to your hips as you can sit upright, right? So if you've been forced to shift back on your hips this way, bring your feet further apart so you can sit tall. I want the length in the spine and you on your sits bones above all else. Grab your ankles, start to bring your chest towards your feet. Maybe use your elbows to encourage your knees out. Good, slowly roll up. So we're gonna do another big chest and shoulder stretch. It's gonna be a little strength-based as well. So you're gonna bring the soles of your feet on the ground, your toes are facing the front of the mat. Your hands are gonna come behind you and your fingertips are gonna face your butt. So you want your hands about in line with your shoulders. Yeah? Bring your feet slightly close in. You're gonna push through your hands and your feet and you're gonna lift up a reverse tabletop. Right, so reverse tabletop sounds exactly, it is exactly what it sounds like. As best you can, lift your hips up so they're in line with your knees. If you're like me, right here, you're feeling a nice big stretch in the shoulders. That's what I'm looking for. You can keep your chin tucked into your chest. You can release your head back. If your hips are here, then that's perfect. That's where your hips are. Try not to level 10 squeeze your butt. Like there's an engagement, but I don't want it to be like the biggest squeeze ever. Breathe. Feel that stretch in the shoulders. Maybe the neck if your head is dropped back. Breathe. Good. With control, slowly, slowly, slowly lower your butt down. And we're going to come into a seated pigeon. After seated pigeon, we're going to work on an inversion, which I'm excited about. What I mean when I say seated pigeon, your right ankle is going to come above your left knee. Your hands are going to come behind your back again. You can actually spin your fingers behind you or in front of you, whatever feels best. But now, to get deeper into this pose, you'll scoot your left heel in. You'll scoot your right butt in. If you have a little bit more space in your hips and you want this to be deeper, maybe you take your arms and you kind of hug everything in. You clasp your hands and then you sit tall. That'll bring this deeper. Yeah? Good. Yes, y'all, good. So if your hands are behind you, stay there. If this feels good, stay there. If you want a little bit deeper, then maybe you start to walk your left leg forward. You're sitting tall, hugging your shin like it's a little baby into your chest, right? If this causes you to pitch all the way back, don't do it, right? I'm just giving all the options I can think of right now so that everybody can get the sweet stretch that I want you to get, that feels best for your body today, which may be very different than what your body felt like the other day. Breathe. Okay. And if you're in this shape, you're probably opposite me right now. It's because I didn't mirror, so you're good. We're doing the other side right away, so don't worry about it. Good, gently release that leg. Everybody straightens their legs, wiggle, 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 do the other side. So you're gonna bend the opposite knee. It's gonna be probably your left knee. Good. Right ankle's above. So take it step by step, right? First, situate yourself into a seated pigeon. Don't jump into anything, right? We don't want to force. We don't want to surprise our body with a stretch, right? We want to ease into it. So sitting tall here, right? Maybe, if this feels good, but you want to go a little bit deeper, maybe you hug your foot, hands in front of your shin. Use this as a stepping stone. Sit tall. This may be enough, especially since one side is always going to be deeper than the other. If it feels like you want to and you want to start to straighten that right leg, maybe you do, and you pull this leg a little bit deeper in, still sitting nice and tall. Breathe. The side is much tighter for me. Breathe. Some more big breaths. Good, gently release that leg and just shake it, shake it, shake it. Now I just want you to watch me really quickly before we move into this other thing, because once we're where I want you to be, I do not want you looking side to side. So I'm gonna kind of speed through it right now so you have a visual in your head, and then I'll take you through it step by step, right? So just watch me first. We're gonna come into shoulder stand. I'm gonna give you many, many options to stop on the way there. First option will be here. Maybe this feels awesome and you're hanging out with just legs up, eyes closed, perfect. Right? Maybe you start to lift your legs up and over your head so your toes touch the floor behind you. Maybe you shimmy your shoulders underneath you. Maybe you bring your hands to your back. This may be where you stop. This in particular is where I do not want you to look side to side. It's no good for your neck. If you want to start to play with the inversion, you'll lift one leg and then the other. Once you're there, you'll squeeze your legs together, walk your hands a little bit further down your back, shift your hips back, and as best you can, try to get as straight as you can in the shoulder stand. To come out of it, we'll come out the same way we came in. So everybody start on their back with their legs up. Let's start there. So this is considered an inversion, right? Your feet are over your head. So if you're like, ooh, yeah, this is great, hang here. If you'd like to go a little bit further, engage your core, lift your hips up. Your toes are gonna come up and over so they touch the floor behind you. Yeah, bring your hand, yep, Abby, perfect. Bring your hands to your low back. Then shimmy, 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 shoulders underneath you. So just have a little bit more weight in your shoulders, less on your neck. And then if you want to start to lift one leg and then the other, you can. Again, that is completely optional. If that feels a little too much, don't do it, right? Plow pose is a huge back stretch, so you will be getting all sorts of excitement. Dawn, you look perfect. Breathe. Wherever you're at, breathe. I'll take this music down just a scotch, a little bit softer. There we go. Couple breaths here. Inversions are really good for anxiety, stress. Yeah, good, Abby. Squeeze your legs together. That's going to help you. And then, yes, perfect. And then start to shift your hips towards the wall behind you. As you, yes, beautiful. Good, good, good. Couple more breaths here. Dawn, you stay where you are. If your feet are up over your head, you slowly come out the way we came in, so toes will come back. So you are in what's called plow pose. Your feet are over your head. And everybody engaging your core, you're gonna slowly, slowly, slowly lower your feet back to the mat. We're gonna counter with a pose called fish pose. So you now are lying flat on your back. You're going to start to bend your elbows and come onto your forearms, kind of like you're at the beach, right? And you were lying down on your back and you wanna kind of check out what's going on. So you're on your forearms, but then the forearms are gonna come slightly underneath your butts. So lift your butt up, place your hands palms face down. You're gonna puff open the chest, squeeze the legs together, and then you lift your chest up, head comes up and back. Fish pose. Shoulder stretch, neck stretch. Chin comes back to chest. Elbows slowly come out to the side. We lie on our back, hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side. Happy baby, soles of feet to the ceiling, arms on the inside of your legs, outsides of your feet. Good. Go ahead and hug your knees back into your chest. You're gonna straighten your legs on the mat. And we're just gonna roll over onto the right side. I wanna stretch the quads. So you're just gonna roll over onto the right side, straighten your right arm. So you're just laying on your right side, that's it. Arm out of the way. You're gonna bend the left knee. You're gonna grab onto the top of the left foot. You're gonna start to pull the left heel towards your butt. And then you're gonna start to move your knee towards the top of your mat so it's in line with your hip. We're stretching the quads and the hip flexors. It's the same pose that you would do standing it if you were, I don't know, playing soccer and you were like 13 and your coach was like, okay, do this stretch. What's nice here is we don't have to worry about balance. You can think about shifting your hip forward, get that stretch deeper into the quads. Good, without snapping, switch sides. You can just roll over. I just don't want to have my back to you. Laying on your left side, bend the right knee, grab onto the right foot. Your left leg is just kind of chilling, just giving you balance. So it's probably bent slightly. Breathe here. Nice big quad stretch. Go ahead and come back to center. Let's take a spinal twist. Straighten your left leg, hug your right knee in. Right knee falls across your body, both shoulders pinned into the floor. If you want to bend both knees for something a little gentler, you certainly can. We're gonna hang here for a couple breaths, just give that back a really nice ending squeeze. Go ahead and switch sides. So on your back, right leg straight, hug your left knee into your chest, let your left knee fall across your body, spinal twist. Keeping both shoulders pinned into the floor. Breathe. Gently bring that leg back to center and start to make your way into your version of today's Shavasana. Legs straighten, feet flop open, eyes fall closed, palms face up. Taking up as much space as you would like, with the knowledge that for the next few minutes you have nowhere to be and nothing to do. But breathe. Shavasana, corpse pose. And start to find some small movements. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. It sounds like it might feel good, maybe reaching your arms all the way up over your head for your body stretch. Just waking up. When you're ready, hug your knees into your chest and roll over onto your side. Fetal pose, following corpse pose. From there, gently make your way to a comfortable seat. Sitting tall, eyes closed. Crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling, shoulder blades down your back. Let's take one breath together. So first, exhale. All of your air out, empty lungs. Big, deep inhale. Hold the top. Enjoy this one moment of stillness. And exhale. Hands together in front of your heart. Take this moment to be grateful for your health, for your strong mind and body that allows you to practice, and for everything you have and everything you don't have. Namaste. Thanks, y'all. Well done. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah.